This is a blog for Tuesday the 2nd December panto rehearsals. So for half of the day we did set, which took up a lot of crucial rehearsing time, but we need to do set in order to get used to spacing awareness, props, etc., things like that. After we finished the set, we left it to dry, so then we went on to rehearsing panto. First we went through the scenes in Act 1, re-blocking and looking at the spacing and the transitions. This is important because we need to know where we're supposed to stand, know the blockings in the scenes, because blockings are quite important, because if you don't block a scene it can look a bit skewy, a bit unorganised, and it can look really sloppy. Other people can be blocking other actors on stage, things could be too close to something, too off centre, so it's really crucial that you need to block scenes, and it's crucial that you need to know your transitions, because if you don't know your transition you're going to miss your cues and exits. So we spent a lot of time going over entrances and exits and blocking so that everyone knew what we were doing, and once we'd set it, we'd run the scene again so that we wouldn't forget it, because what's the point in blocking something and moving on and not revisiting it to make sure people know. So we spent a lot of time on that. And we moved on to Act 2. And we didn't have a Wendy, so this was quite annoying, because how are you supposed to block something without one of the main characters there? So I had to step in for that and block, which I'll then teach to character playing Wendy. And we got up to we finished blocking it, so everything's been blocked, but we've not ran Act 2 properly. So during Act 1, I'm getting quite cautious of my technique in Hollaback Girl and the Bongo Song, because they're my two weakest dances, I think. In the Bongo Song it's so unbelievably technical that it's just so difficult to keep up with it and to remain like consistent all throughout it, because it requires a lot of energy. So I really need to practice this. And then in Hollaback Girl there's a floor breaking section that's just so sloppy and I can't break to save my life, so it's just really getting on my nerves. So I really need to rehearse this. I need to rehearse those bits and go over it with someone so they can pull me up and say what I'm doing wrong. So today we learnt a lot about blocking. As I've mentioned before, blocking is important to know where you are, where you're meant to be, what you're meant to be doing, where you're meant to be on stage, because blocking plays a key part in it. So blocking for dancers is good because we don't necessarily have a speaking role in some scenes, but we're still required on stage. So even though we don't have speaking lines, we have to act and react genuinely in the scene, and over exaggerate it quite a lot because it's panto. My strengths of the session were I knew my cues, and I knew my cues and exits. This is good because this means that I'm not relying on anyone else, I'm being an independent learner. I didn't have a script for Myrtle, and my Myrtle scene went really well without a Wendy character still. I'm bringing more character to it each time and just pushing myself as far as I can. I feel like I can bring more to Myrtle, but I don't know how far I can push it considering it's a pantomime, so I've got to watch the age limits. I knew my line, so I wasn't hiding behind a script, so this meant I can experiment with different things, and I have a strong character for Myrtle. Katie said I brought something to the scene and brought energy and life to the stage when it was my scene, so I felt really proud of myself for that. My weakness was my discipline slipped towards the end of the day, the final rehearsal. I think it was because this was a 9-day rehearsal, so it was a lot to remain focused for such a long period of time, but I should be used to that because that should be within my discipline. I feel I can push myself more in the dances and I'm letting my techniques slip, so this isn't good. I need to be consistent throughout the dances so that I can be better and push myself and see how far I can go. My target is to remain disciplined and keep pushing myself and trying new things. So I need to remain disciplined by being quiet at the side of the stage, not distracting other people, and being professional. I need to keep pushing myself in every single aspect of the panto. So even when we're in the dances or we're stood on stage reacting to other people in the scenes, I need to keep trying different things and over exaggerate things. And then I need to push myself more in Myrtle's character. My improvement is to remain disciplined and see how far I can push myself within the panto throughout. That concludes this blog.